Joseph, BHP is the biggest miner in the world, and its stock has gone nowhere for 5 years. What's the problem here?
I'm not sure it's so much the mining, maybe, or whether it's the fact that BHP is a conglomerate with a sort of $190 billion market capitalization across several resources, and yet on Tuesday it announced that it was getting rid of the world's biggest manganese mine, the world's biggest silver mine, and then nickel, alumina, coal assets all around the world, and listing them in a separate company to sort of attempt to solve that conglomerate discount.
Right.
And you have to remember, $190 billion sounds like a lot, but it's below what could be a net present value for BHP of over $200 billion.
So if the problem was too big, and we announced we're getting smaller, why are the shares down yet again today, 4% or something?
Maybe it's a short-term paddy by shareholders because they're not getting the cash or the share buybacks or special dividends they're expecting from BHP. You know, at the same time as announcing the spin-off, BHP sort of dialed back the language in terms of returning excess cash, despite the fact that it's reducing debt nicely.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, part of the hopes here were that debt would go out the door with the spin-off, leaving financial capacity for a dividend or a buyback. Why didn't that happen?
This time, well, the spin-off has sort of minimal net debt, or it sounds like it. We haven't seen financials for the company yet, which may suggest something ominous about valuations for the resources and the markets in which that company will operate. And you know, BHP could have just done trade sales of these assets,
right? And
it didn't, and then it went for the listing option. So again, perhaps also ominous.
So it could be that shareholders are simply short-term grouchy about not getting their cash. Do you think this solves long-term problems or not?
Well, no, I think they have to look to the long term, because at the same time as announcing the spin-off and less cash than they're expecting, BHP's full year results are pretty good, more or less bang in line. And it also said, for example, it was going to increase its iron ore production again to 290 million tonnes, so about a 20 million tonne increase. So going from massive already to even bigger. And that perhaps is the long-term problem in mining, and why the whole industry, not just BHP, trades below net present value, because of ultimately destructive behaviour. You increase volume, you get cash that way, and yet prices overall across the industry fall. And once you've taken out costs and increased volume as much as you can, what's the long-term strategy thereafter? What happens when iron ore stops becoming a cash cow?
So the problem, we might conclude by saying, is that the whole industry has to become more rational, not just BHP.
Yes, I think so.
Thanks, Joseph.